Greetings from finally sunny Seattle and just a few miles from Chaz. Boy, this COVID-19 and the pandemic has hit us all really, really hard. As we know, our industry is FILO, first in, and will definitely be last out. Our company, the hotel group, we've had to really pivot in a big way from our former operating model to the new normal. And a lot of what we've been focusing on is just speed as a strategic imperative. One of the aspects that we talk about a lot, the more detailed your forecasting, for example, the less accurate it is. So we've really simplified and streamlined a lot of our HR accounting and even the forecasting models to adapt to the new normal. But in the end, there's been some blessings through it all. Our company and team is more united than ever before, and supremely blessed to have really great managers, GMs, and director of sales and other department heads at the properties who are really grinding away and representing us in an incredible manner. So look forward to seeing all of the fellow Lodging Industry Investment Council members hopefully sometime soon when all the social distancing goes away. Blessings to you all.
Cleanliness and the health and safety of our associates and guests has always been a top priority. The pandemic period has furthered our investigation into the most effective solutions and products and the creation of processes that address changing needs. As a result, we've created our Clean Care Pledge that will evolve over time and further solidify our associates and guests' trust in our properties and the experiences they have within them.
My main lesson from the pandemic is the critical importance of having a fully staffed management company. We've kept our staff together, particularly sales support for the properties have increased company-wide our RevPOR penetration by 35%. In fact, the Hyatt Regency LAX has gone from 120% RevPOR penetration to 205%. And we've done that by some innovative things like moving our salespeople to the front desk so when they check in guests, they can learn where the guests came from and where the best leads are. So we're going to keep it up fully staffed, unlike our competitors who we're stealing business from, who've laid off so much of their staff. And that's my lesson. Keep fully staffed and keep servicing your owners as they deserve.
When underwriting a hotel investment, it's always common to do what's called a what-if analysis. And every what-if analysis includes a worst-case scenario. Well, given our global pandemic, national recession, and protests all across the country, I think this pandemic is going to permanently prove what a downside scenario is for a lodging investor.
My company, REH Capital Partners, is a boutique advisory firm to the lodging industry. The one way I believe this pandemic will change permanently the way I and my company does business is to allow for a greater mix or balance of interactions with clients, partners, and staff in terms of in-person meetings versus virtual interactions through Zoom videos or other means. And it's really worked pretty effective for us over the last 3 months. And we've done all kinds of fantastic client presentations and advisory activities, mainly on the basis of virtual interactions. Also, something I learned long ago that's been really reinforced by this current COVID-19 pandemic is that there's a far too great undue bias in making future projections about business, in that when business is good, it's always going to be good. And when business is bad, it's going to stay bad. In my 40 years of advising clients in this industry, I've learned that in many cases just the opposite is true, and those that have amassed the greatest wealth in the lodging industry are those that made the contrarian bets against this undue bias. Something to keep in mind permanently for the future.
The primary difference between this recession and those in the past is that we've not seen situations before where hotels have been closed for long periods of time, where the customer base has eroded, where groups have just stopped completely for health reasons. and it's going to take a lot of work to recover. I think the other difference is that in the past, these kinds of workout engagements have been very lucrative for lawyers and consultants and appraisers and other professionals. And I think there's going to be a lot less appetite this time around for expensive help. And we need to find ways as advisors to be more efficient, to be more cost effective, and to help our clients get back on their feet. So we're going to be more effective for less.
The single biggest takeaway from this pandemic is training. Whether it's the 4-step method of training line employees, tell them what you're going to show them, let them try it, give them some feedback. That 4-step method works, but it only works if your top people are doing the training. Why? Because middle managers are not well trained on train the trainer, and it'll flatten the organization and be beneficial across the board. You'll have your top people on the firing line with those people who have just received training. That's the single biggest pandemic training takeaway.